Right now, neighbors in one Rock County neighborhood say a 3-year nightmare is over after a home is ruled unfit to live in. How police are stepping in.
And we begin our Sun Prairie Stronger series. Tonight, a closer look at how area utility companies have responded and changed procedures following the explosion almost 1 year ago.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Residents in a Rock County neighborhood say they're relieved tonight after learning one of their neighbors is being forced to leave.
The decision was made by police, the health department, and other code enforcers. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter joins us now from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette with why this has been a process years in the making. Adam?
Yeah, well, Charlotte and Eric, the neighbors I talked to, said from the moment this one particular homeowner moved in, it's been one issue after another. But now, after several years and dozens of calls to the police, they say something's finally being done about it.
Purple. Jerry Dalton and his family have lived in their town of Beloit home for decades.
In 1973, we built a house, the best neighborhood I've ever lived in my life. I mean, the people are considerate, the people are nice, they're very clean, they're very neat.
Dalton says he and his neighbors get along great, with one exception.
When I tell people where I live, you live across the street from the junk house?
According to a search warrant affidavit, 3710 West Spring Creek Road has been visited by police 36 times since last July.
Every neighbor out here has called the cops. I guarantee it. Loud language, loud music, loud, obscene, unsightly property.
Police in the town of Beloit say it's been a drain on their resources.
Just about every officer here had been out there at some point in time over the last couple of years. If we're always going to the same house time and time again for complaints that we can't substantiate and take enforcement action on, that does wear on the officer's time.
Just weeks ago, police conducted a search of the property and deemed it unfit for humans or animals. According to the affidavit, the home's owner admitted to police she was currently in possession of 14 dogs. The homeowner didn't want to talk on camera, but she says the house is just fine and that the news she needed to leave came as a shock to her. Dalton says for him, it's a sigh of relief.
There's nobody out here that is going to not be happy that this happened. It's a plus, a very big plus for everybody out here.
And for police, it's an opportunity to focus on something else.
Since the officers are not responding there on almost a daily basis, it allows them to have time for maybe the next problem house.
The affidavit also says this homeowner will have to make some necessary repairs before they move out, including fixing a broken fence. It says they've got till July 16th to do that.
Adam Duxter in Rock County tonight. Adam, thank you.
The first day of a trial wrapped up for 27-year-old Jordan Fricke. He's accused of killing a Milwaukee police officer. Today was jury selection. They will have to decide if Fricke is guilty of shooting and killing Officer Rittner back on February 6th while a search warrant was being served at Fricke's house. Throughout the trial, the jury will be allowed to go home after court is over for the day, but are instructed not to talk about this case or read any news. Police have made an arrest believed to be the man who crashed into a town of Beloit home over the weekend. 20-year-old Cameron Lee Flory of Beloit is in custody. They believe he crashed into the home, which started the fire that burned it to the ground. This crash happened around 2:30 early Sunday morning on South Riverside Drive. When officers arrived, the vehicle and house were engulfed in flames. The house was vacant, and witnesses told police they saw a male running from the area. Investigators say they were able to use the vehicle registration information to track down the driver.
Homicide investigation underway in Milwaukee after a body was found in a burning vehicle on the city's south side early this morning. Neighbors say they heard 2 explosions and then heard a car speed from the scene. They're not releasing the name of the victim. An American toddler fell to her death yesterday from the deck of a Royal Caribbean cruise ship docked in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Port Authority says the 18-month-old girl was playing with her grandfather in a dining hall. This was on deck 11 of the Freedom of the Seas cruise ship. The dining area has large windows. One pane was open. The grandfather sat the girl in the window, lost his balance, and the girl fell to her death. The family's from northern Indiana. Local police in Puerto Rico still investigating. Preliminarily, it's been determined to be an accident. First alert traffic note at this hour. All lanes of the southbound interstate This is just south of Woodman Road near Beloit. Blocked while officials respond to a crash there. According to an alert from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation, that crash on I-3990 off Town Line Road. It happened just after 9 tonight. Authorities say the closure is expected to last a couple hours.
Let's get a look at weather now. Here's meteorologist Dana Fulton with your first alert forecast. Dana?
Overall today, pretty nice outside. We had a lot of sunshine. It was a little hazy at times. That was actually due to wildfire smoke drifting in from Canada, not due to any high clouds. Right now, our Doppler track overall pretty quiet. We have thunderstorms well off to the northwest of the Dakotas and Minnesota and southern Wisconsin tonight. Skies will steadily become partly cloudy. That's the only thing building in for us now. Temperatures currently close to 71 in Madison, about 69 in Lone Rock, and closer to 73 at Camp Douglas. Our dew points are sitting near 60, and compared to this time yesterday, both our temperatures and our dew points are actually in a pretty similar boat. For your Tuesday morning, we'll be dropping to the upper 50s for our overnight lows. In the afternoon, a partly sunny sky, another warm and a little humid day. Our next chance for rain will start to move in later overnight, though. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead with that rain opportunity and a little heat wave for next weekend in just a few minutes.
Dana, thank you. Another yoga studio closed late last week without warning and little explanation for members, some who could be out more than $1,000 in membership fees. The owner of Bliss Flow sent an email to members saying the bank is no longer supporting the loan for that studio. One member says she replied to the email asking if there would be any form of reimbursement, but received a reply saying it would not be possible. The State Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection says people can file a complaint with their bureau to see if it's possible to get any money back. 145 people came back from the holiday weekend only to find out they no longer have jobs. The Tramontina plant, it's in Manitowoc, abruptly closed this morning. The closure is due to what the parent company there is calling production cost increases. Tramontina USA Cookware had been manufacturing aluminum cookware at that facility since 2005.
Crews say a fire was contained to the inside of an Onalaska recycling center this morning. The sprinkler system first detected it around 9 o'clock at the Dynamic Life Cycle Innovations building. According to a local fire department, the fire started in the company's two-story crusher, but was contained in about 20 minutes. More than 100 employees were evacuated. No one was injured. President Trump will be in Wisconsin this week attending a fundraiser in Milwaukee. Details about the meeting are sparse right now, other than it will be on Friday. The state GOP says they just learned of the visit today from the Republican National Committee. Just a couple of weeks after the first Democratic presidential debates, the field is shrinking. Representative Eric Swalwell officially ended his campaign. The California Democrat made the announcement this afternoon at his campaign headquarters. The 38-year-old says he will now focus on winning re-election for his House seat.
The Washington, D.C. metro area was pummeled with heavy rain this morning during rush hour, stranding several vehicles and causing as much as 3 feet of flooding in some areas. According to the National Weather Service, more than a dozen high water rescues have now been reported. Amtrak also briefly suspended train service south of our nation's capital. The measles outbreak in the United States is showing no signs of letting up. According to the CDC, the number of cases nationwide stands at 1,109 as of last week. That's up 14 cases from the previous week and the highest number reported in the United States since 1992. Cases have been confirmed now in 28 states, but not yet here in Wisconsin.
A note for anyone planning to visit downtown this weekend. The Dane County Farmers Market is changing location. It will head down East Washington Avenue to Breeze-Stevens Field. Organizers say art fair on the square will take its place. The Farmers Market will still have its normal times, 7 a.m. until 1 p.m., just moved down a few blocks. The Breeze-Stevens concession stand will also be open to market shoppers. Still ahead tonight, it has been nearly a year now since the deadly gas explosion in Sun Prairie.
When we come back, we're taking a look at just how common those gas leaks are and if anything has changed in how local agencies respond. Stay with us.
Not just
Ever since the Sun Prairie explosion, which was caused by a subcontractor hitting a gas main, hearing about a gas leak can put us on edge.
Well, how common are they, and has anything changed in the response to those leaks? Now, a year after the explosion, Madeline O'Neill brings us those answers as part of our Sun Prairie Stronger series this week. Maddie?
Eric and Charlotte, we have the latest numbers on gas leaks from the 3 area utility companies. Now, this includes leaks on both main lines, which carry natural gas to a general area, and service lines in a distribution system, which carry gas directly to a home or business. And this can happen in situations ranging from someone nicking a line just doing work in their backyard to causing damage during a major construction project. In 2018, Alliant Energy had 105 leaks over about 4,600 miles of gas main, along with its 170,000 service lines. MG&E reports 120 leaks over 2,900 miles of gas main, along with its 126,000 service lines. We Energy had nearly 650 leaks over its more than 20,000 miles of gas main and 930,000 service lines. Now, to put that into context, we're looking at the trend of gas line hits statewide and finding out how the response to them has been affected by last July's explosion.
Your senses are a lot more alert.
Especially those who respond to the call of a gas leak.
Second and triple guessing yourself, making sure you're doing the correct procedures.
Procedures like testing the air and evacuating if need be.
It's fairly common to get gas leaks.
Especially in the summer when there's more construction.
You have a tendency to react quicker.
While gas leaks have been top of mind since the Sun Prairie explosion, does that mean they're on the rise?
The total number of strikes have increased over the last 10 years, especially over the last 5 years.
Martin Day leads the team at the Public Service Commission who inspect gas pipeline in the state, keeping track of hits on more than 40,000 miles of gas main.
You can't take for granted safety.
When people call Diggers Hotline, a ticket is created. The number of gas line hits per 1,000 tickets is relatively steady since 2010. But the number of gas line hits is up in the last couple of years, along with an increase in construction work, especially in telecommunications. In 2018, nearly 1,300 gas lines were hit in the state.
We have a lot of miles of pipe in Wisconsin.
When it comes to gas lines, Day says Wisconsin is actually one of the safest states in the country.
If you look at it on a miles per pipe, we're either the top or the top 2.
In the past 10 years, Day says Wisconsin has had 5 incidents or line hits that rise to a high level, like the Sun Prairie explosion.
I live in Sun Prairie. It just raised this to a whole nother level, both in the community and throughout the state and throughout the industry. So yeah, there's no doubt that the Sun Prairie incident really raised everyone's awareness to safety.
That includes utility companies. When we asked if they've changed how they respond in the year since the explosion, We Energies, the utility whose gas main was struck before the explosion, replied saying, "We are constantly reviewing all of our safety and response procedures and make changes and improvements when necessary." But the company won't say what, if anything, has changed since the explosion. MG&E tells us even though it was not in our service territory, we use it as another opportunity to review our processes and procedures without detailing them. However, Alliant Energy outlined its changes in a statement, saying we are being more active in notifying the Diggers Hotline Enforcement Center of these potential violations, now that the PSC has more tools to address these situations. That refers to a change in state law right before the Sun Prairie explosion, giving the PSC the ability to review natural gas-related complaints. While responding to a gas leak isn't ideal,
You still get frustrated thinking, maybe it could have been prevented.
firefighters would rather be called for a false alarm
That's our job.
than the alternative.
Then to find the worst case scenario that somebody did not call and that the scenario gets bigger and bigger and bigger until you have something catastrophic happen.
The Public Service Commission is currently considering the role contractors played in the Sun Prairie explosion, with the ability to issue fines up to $25,000 per offense. This is the first case to go before them as part of a new process that went into place right before the Sun Prairie explosion, allowing Diggers Hotline to receive complaints that a panel reviews and then can send along to the PSC.
A lot of information there. Maddie O'Neill reporting tonight. Maddie, thank you so much.
And then coming up tomorrow, Rose Schmidt will continue our Sun Prairie Stronger series. She will look into new legislation that aims to clarify state law regarding who has to call Diggers Hotline.
Dana Fulton joining us now. A beautiful start to the work week on this Monday, and things are going to heat up in the days ahead again.
Yeah, we're looking at a little bit of an increase in our temperatures today. Of course, really hard to have a case of the Monday blues. It was so nice and sunny outside. But the next few days, it's going to get a little warmer. We're also going to see a bit of an uptick in our humidity. Now, we hit a high of 84 today. That is just a little above average, but still pretty seasonal. Starting the day off in the upper 50s, so it was quite a comfortable start early this morning. And a lot of sunshine, of course, coming through for us today. Now, the good news, our Doppler track is going to stay quiet tonight throughout the state. We don't have anything new building on in. Our showers and thunderstorms, again, well off to the northwest. That line of showers and storms is going to steadily move east, though. Right now, we have high pressure, keeping things pretty quiet. But as that high pressure moves east, our next system starts to move in, bringing in a little increase in the moisture for tomorrow. So it is going to feel a little more humid outside tomorrow afternoon. And then our shower chances start to increase Tuesday night and into Wednesday, with that system passing on over Wisconsin on Wednesday. Chance of showers and thunderstorms increases on Wednesday for all of us, and then we get to see a clearer sky behind it for Thursday. Overnight, our skies will steadily become partly cloudy throughout the day tomorrow. Plan on sun early, and then in the evening, our cloud coverage is going to increase as that system gets closer. Our shower chances will start to the west first, with a slight chance for showers and thunderstorms overnight heading into Wednesday, and then that chance will pick up again Wednesday afternoon during the heat of the day to have some showers and some isolated thunderstorms. Once that system crosses, though, again, a clearing sky, and it's not going to be nearly as humid outside for Thursday. Unfortunately, with those storms popping up in the afternoon during the heat of the day, some of them may be a little stronger, so we do have a slight risk for severe weather along the eastern edge of the state. A marginal risk, though, for everywhere west of Madison. The concern with those storms that could bring some heavier rainfall at times. Also could see some stronger wind gusts with those storms popping up. Even with the heavier rainfall at times, we're not really expecting a big rain accumulation event. May see just a few tenths of an inch for most of southern Wisconsin. We'll be keeping a close eye, though. If those heavier storms do start to trail each other or linger for a little bit of time, then we could see those rainfall totals climb a little more by the end of Wednesday. Again, overnight, our skies will become partly cloudy. Early tomorrow morning, we'll be close to 60 for our overnight lows. Throughout the day tomorrow, plan on some sun, and then the clouds increase later on. Our rain chances there overnight, just a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Wednesday, there will be a break in the showers. We're not planning on storms all day long. The chance that is going to develop for us later on in the afternoon and evening to see those showers and isolated thunderstorms pop up. Tomorrow morning will be in the upper 50s in Madison. Again, becoming partly cloudy, but very comfortable outside early in the day. Our breeze about 8 to 15 miles per hour, enough that you'll notice it, but not too windy outside. And tomorrow afternoon, we'll be back in the mid 80s with a little bit of a higher heat index reading. So it'll feel like we're a little closer to the upper 80s in the afternoon. Mostly sunny, though, until the clouds build in later on in the day. The shower chances that'll be coming in for late Tuesday and Wednesday really our only big rain chance that'll be marching in for the next several days. Heading into the weekend, though, we get that drop on Thursday, and then we start to climb right back up again. Saturday and Sunday is going to be quite warm outside, and that warming trend stays with us into the following week. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s. Heat index readings could be in the mid to upper 90s, getting close to that triple-digit mark. So it is going to be very warm this weekend. And when it's so hot outside and we have just a little bit of moisture, of course, we have a slight thunderstorm chance pretty much every day when it's going to be that warm. Not ideal for the weekend.
July,
summer.
Yeah.
We'll start to cool back down eventually, but it'll be a little toasty Saturday and Sunday.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dana. Christian Yelich sitting out the home run derby to help out his team. The story coming your way next in sports.
You can
Brewers' Christian Yelich will be the leadoff batter for the National League in tomorrow night's All-Star game in Cleveland. Of course, Yelich dropped out of the home run derby tonight because his back has been bothering him. He's good enough to play in the All-Star game tomorrow, but he was worried about the home run derby messing up his back and affecting his play for the Brewers in the second half of the season.
It's definitely a bummer. It's something that I was really looking forward to doing. I really wanted to do. Hopefully I'm able to do it again in the future. Yeah, we can do it again next year, right, Slowey? But yeah, it just wasn't possible. I mean, if I had any ability to do it, if I could have done it at all physically, I would have been out there.
I get to see Christian on a daily basis, man. It's like a home run derby all over again. I don't think people actually realize how much power this guy has when he actually lets it loose.
In the home run derby tonight, Toronto's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. sets a record with 91 home runs in his 3 rounds, but in the end, Guerrero comes up a little short to a former Madison Mallard. Pete Alonso is now with the New York Mets. Very excited to make the final against Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and Alonso wins the title 23-22 in the final round. He won the Northwoods League MVP in 2014. Tonight, he's the Major League Home Run Derby champion. Those Madison Mallards won in Green Bay tonight. Tomorrow night, they're back home to host the Rockford Riveters at Warner Park, 6:35 p.m. The Bucks are having a Giannis MVP celebration at the Plaza outside of Fiserv Forum Sunday afternoon. It'll run from 2 to 5 p.m. They'll present the MVP trophy to Giannis, and they'll also show off his first signature shoe, the Nike Air Zoom Freak 1. You can RSVP for that July 14th celebration at bucks.com/Giannis. Here's a strange sight. Malcolm Brogdon showing off his new Indiana Pacers jersey. The Bucks traded Brogdon to the Pacers last week. He says for as long as he can remember, he's been trying to prove people wrong who doubted he'd make it to the NBA.
Since I was in high school, people told me I wasn't athletic enough. They told me my feet were too flat. They told me all types of things that, they thought would be barriers, but I've decided to overcome them. I've had help overcoming them. I've had so many things happen at the right time, and now I think I'm in a great situation, and I'm as happy now as I've ever been in my basketball career.
15-year-old Coco Gauff's run at Wimbledon ended today. Simona Halep defeated Gauff 6-3, 6-3 in the round of 16. Gauff said she's super proud of her accomplishments, says she'll continue to dream big on the women's tennis tour over the coming months. And the United States women's national team returns to New York today with its bright, shiny World Cup trophy. The U.S. defeated the Netherlands 2-0 yesterday in Lyon, France, to win the World Cup. It's the start of a big week of celebrations. Wednesday, the team will be honored with a good old-fashioned ticker tape parade down the Canyon of Heroes in New York. And we'll be right back.
Dana rejoins us. Look at the forecast as we get the work week started.
So we're expecting sunshine again tomorrow. Overall, another warm day in the mid-80s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Thunderstorm chances, though, will start to increase at night. A slight chance for us overnight into Wednesday. Wednesday, we're looking at the chance for showers and thunderstorms mainly in the afternoon during the heat of the day. Behind that rain chance, Thursday will be pretty nice. We'll get a drop in the temps and humidity, but then we pick right back up heading into the weekend. It is going to be hot and humid. We'll be in the upper 80s, not just for the weekend, but into the following week as well, which was going to bring a slight thunderstorm chance for us pretty much every day when it's that warm outside.
All right, Dana, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.